Today we're watching an amazing eco-friendly woodworking process where a skilled craftsman transforms a raw, rough log of wood into a beautiful, fully functional wooden money bank, a natural, handmade alternative to plastic piggy banks. The video opens with the craftsman sitting outdoors, surrounded by piles of freshly cut wood. He holds up a finished, painted sample piggy bank in his hand, round in shape, colored in red, green, and yellow with a coin slot already cut into the top. He studies it closely, using it as his visual reference for the piece he's about to make. He then picks up a plain block of raw wood in his other hand, comparing the size and shape directly against the model. This is the exact log that will become today's project. Using a sharp knife, he begins the rough shaping process by hand, sitting on the ground among the wood chips and offcuts. He works around the block methodically, chipping away the bark and squaring off the rough edges, cutting away the unwanted bulk piece by piece. Small red and orange bits of debris, leftover paint or bark fragments scatter around him as he works. With an axe-like blade, he strikes down harder into the block, splitting away a larger chunk of excess wood to reveal a cleaner, more workable core underneath. The block is slowly losing its rough, uneven form. He then carries the roughed-out block indoors into his small wooden workshop where the lathe is set up. Before mounting it, he checks the piece over one more time. The block is fitted onto the lathe between the wooden support posts, secured firmly at the mounting point. The motor kicks on, and the wood begins to spin rapidly. He brings his long cutting tool to the surface, and immediately thick shavings start flying off in every direction, some drifting past the camera. The rough block is being cut down fast, rounding out layer by layer. As the shaving continues, the block's basic cylindrical form becomes clear. He keeps the tool steady against the spinning wood, working section by section, narrowing certain parts, keeping others wider, carefully building the round, pot-like body shape he's aiming for. He shifts the tool toward the base end, carving out a narrow tip, the small knob or spout that will later hold the coin slot design, matching the reference model shown earlier. The body is now taking its full rounded form, wide in the middle, tapering at both ends. He runs the tool along the surface repeatedly, smoothing out the profile and refining the curve until it's evenly balanced on both sides. Now comes a distinctive decorative step. He picks up a thin length of wire and stretches it taut, pressing it firmly against the spinning wood. Immediately, smoke starts rising from the friction between the wire and the wood. This heat is burning clean, dark rings directly into the surface, without needing any ink or marker. He repeats this at several points along the body, creating multiple evenly spaced black rings near the neck and base. He checks the burn lines closely, running his fingers near the grooves to confirm they're deep and even before moving to the coloring stage. For the paint, he holds a piece of colored cloth or sponge soaked in pigment directly against the spinning wood. First comes a band of green near the top section. As the wood rotates, the color spreads and blends into a smooth, even ring around the neck. Next, he shifts to red, applying it across the wider lower body. The spinning motion blends the pigment beautifully, creating a smooth gradient with no brush marks, fully coating the rounded surface in bold red. He then picks up a small piece of yellow color and dabs it onto the narrow tip at the base, adding a final accent color to match the finial detail on his reference piggy bank. With the coloring complete, he lets the piece spin for a few more seconds to set the color evenly, checking the finish from different angles as it rotates. Once satisfied, he grips the finished piece firmly with both hands and carefully snaps it free from the lathe's mounting spindle, separating the completed bank from the machine. He sits back, smiling, holding up the finished wooden money bank, its surface glossy, the colors rich and even, with crisp black ring lines running around the body. In the final shot, the piece is handed forward and held close to the camera, a striking red and teal wooden piggy bank, smooth to the touch, with fine decorative rings and a rounded, symmetrical shape. What began as a rough, ordinary log has now become a fully finished, eco-friendly, handmade wooden money bank, proof of real skill, patience, and traditional craftsmanship.